Guys, you're back here with Ivor Gamer, and today I'm going to be showing you a simple tutorial that can help you, well, jump up and up and up in arenas. Have you ever wanted to reach Arena 11 but never could? Never could go past Arena 8 or so? Okay, so here I have some amazing tips for you guys that'll help you to jump up arenas as quick as possible. Tip number 1, have self-confidence. You need your own self-confidence to aid you in your own matter. Tip 2, get a good deck. I myself have make my own decks or either get them from Deck Shop Pro. Okay, if you don't make great decks, you have no idea what synergy and all that is. Okay, just leave it right there. Go down to websites like Deck Shop Pro, Royal Boss or Clash Royale Arena. These are great websites for you guys to get awesome decks from. Okay, when I was a newbie, I usually used to go to these websites to get my good decks. They helped me push a lot. Okay, and the third of all, have a good count on your cards, because the level count does matter in certain cards. For example, spells. It's better to get your troops upgraded first than your spells, even though you might have to keep an equal balance, because spells are important as well. Okay, and get them all to tournament standards as quick as possible. So yeah, at a pace of around the lower arenas itself, you can actually get more advanced at it. Okay, I would recommend getting cards to max level if possible. Okay, if you're any high standards above arena 10 or so, if you want to reach up there. Okay, and well, after that it's basically up to you, based on if you pay money or not. If you are a pay to play gamer, yeah, of course, all you gotta do is go down here and go keep on gemming until you get 14,000 gems, and then you just go and click on that super magical. That's all. You can easily get cards, you can easily upgrade them, you can easily go all the way to level 13, no sweat. Whereas if you're like a mediocre or not that of a pay to play, but you just you want to spend some money on the game, yeah, I would recommend, if you do not have so many gems either, I would recommend opening magical chests, because they have a lot of value. And I did get many legendaries like the log and the lumberjack from a magical chest. So it really makes sense to get a magical chest rather than super magical chests. So you don't waste everything in one chest, but get 4 or 5 of them. In the long run, it actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, if you're on Arena 10, then you do me a favor. Just go and get how much of a gold you can possibly get. Reason, don't spend it on upgrades. If you have a great upgrade, then upgrade it. I won't stop you there. But that there are going to be cards cycling up, legendaries at Arena 10, so use them. Use them to your advantage. Get any legendary you want, or get 3 legendary cards and upgrade them to level 2 straight away. Okay, that's one easy way. And at tip number 5, it's basically on knowing of synergies. Okay, this is also comes in deck. Okay, when you're using a deck, it's best to put the synergy cards together. For example, in this deck, we have an amazing synergy of Golem plus Wizard. Okay, it's the most basic kind of synergies you could ever get. I guess the most basic synergy that works the best is Knight plus Archers, because that's like the best synergy you could ever think of. Okay, and another good synergy would be P.E.K.K.A. and Electro Wizard. They really work really good. Okay, and it's also good to have cheap cards in your deck. It's mainly because it helps in cycling. For here example, I have 3 2 elixir cards. Okay, these really help the deck move really fast. So if the other guy has an Inferno Tower and I have a tank, I can use this cycle cards to cycle quickly back to my Inferno Tower Destroyer. Okay, and this is the point 6 over here, that always have an Inferno Tower backup. Okay, like something you take out Inferno Tower, Inferno Dragon, because Inferno Tower is going to be used, and if you're running a beatdown deck, it's going to be really hard for you to actually. Well, control decks, okay, yeah, might. So depending upon if you have a slow control deck or a fast control deck. Okay, and after that, at 7th tip, the thing we have to do is categorize our decks. Okay, and know your playstyle. Okay, I usually was a siege player, like before reaching higher arenas. I love the Expo and the Marshal very well. But then now I've moved on to a bit of beatdown. This is a fast beatdown deck, as you can see right on the screen on 5. It has the lumberjack, the bandit, the golem, the bats, the log, the zap, the fireball, and the wizard. These all help nicely synergize together. Okay, and then you have to know the tactics as well of your deck. In this deck, if I have a golem on one lane, okay, I usually push on the other lane to put some pressure on, or just to get his cards, a counter card to be placed. For example, if I have a golem on one lane and I have log or zap on the on hand, I will put a lumberjack on one side. So let the lumberjack slide, get some damage. If he counters it, it's his own bad, because you have a full health golem walking up, destroying your towers. Okay, I really can't keep up on what all points I'm telling you, but I think it's tip 8. Okay, always use high, medium damage spell cards. It's great to have 3 spells in a deck, because this makes the deck very fluid and more controllable. For example, in this deck, I have 3 cards. As you can see, I have Zap, Fireball, and Log, making it more easier for the defending against elite bards, etc. Okay, or Lava Loon, because fireballing a Lava Loon is kind of worth it if your fireball is high level enough. I don't really see a Lava Loon, okay, that much. Tip number 9 is basically to know your enemy, meaning the meta. You should know the meta of the game, because if you don't know the meta of the game, you're gonna make a deck or get a deck that doesn't even work or gets completely countered. That's the worst thing that could happen to a guy, okay, or a girl who's playing Clash Royale. That's the worst thing, I would say. Like using a Royal Giant deck while the main meta is Skeleton Army. Okay, not as a win condition, but as a counter, because Skeleton Army has the highest usage rate. Okay, so that's kind of sad. Your Royal Giant is gonna get wrecked anyways. So Royal Giant always gets wrecked. And also, to have the zap, the log, or the arrows. Okay, the reason I'm using like 2 elixir, 3 elixir cards, spell cards, is great because they help in cycling, and they also provide great value against Goblin Gang, Skeleton Army, guards, minions, minion horde, etc. Okay, and this comes into deck building, having a wizard, executioner, or any splash cards. Okay, or having an aerial splash card. Okay, that won't get targeted by any ground melee troops. Okay, then we move on to tip number 9. Mainly to know your cards. Know your cards very well. Don't use a card unless you don't know it very well. Like seriously, don't use it. Okay? And knowing a card meaning you know the mechanics. You know how to use it. You know how to counter certain cards with your certain card. Okay? For example, a lumberjack won't counter elite barbs, but it will if you pair it up with skeletons and a zap. That's all. Okay? But even though it's a disadvantage, if you can't take a hit, then do it. Okay, and sometimes you can use certain tanks to distract certain troops. For example, if you have elite barb coming up, put your golem, and then use your wizard on the back, and the elite barb should die pretty quickly within 4 to 5 shots, and with the princess tab, of course. Yeah, and finally, of course, tip number 10, it is to upgrade the only cards that you know that are you just certain that you're gonna use. Okay, this is the main part, because most players actually get stuck in arenas because they have lower level cards, rather than people, even pay to play players even get stuck in lower arenas mainly because they don't have the skill level yet. But upgrading certain cards that you're certain that you're going to be using for the next year or so is the best thing to do. Okay, then upgrading legendary cards is harder. Okay, if you're in any arena before arena 10, it's even impossible because you can't buy cards anyways. Okay, but make sure you use of the legendaries that come up in the shop, because I know they're expensive with 40,000 gold. Okay, I myself only make like 20,000 gold per week. Okay, if you count Epic Sunday. Okay, I'm active on Epic Sunday, which makes it the best part. Actually, you can easily earn around at least 2,000 to 3,000. At most, I earned around 5,000 gold thanks to Epic Sunday. Okay, and try to donate cards that actually, okay, the donation part. Donate your cards. Okay, if you're saving up on a certain card and you have very less of it, don't donate it. Okay, I won't stop you on that part, but donate cards. For example, if you're saving up a P.E.K.K.A, okay, and you have like 7 out of 20, and then the other guy wants a P.E.K.K.A, just give it to you, because you get like experience and also the gold. So if by chance there's another P.E.K.K.A, you could buy like 2 or 3 of them easily. Okay, and boost it. And with that money you also get. Okay, and also donate to spare cards. Don't keep them, stocking up like spear goblins. Man, I have like 643 of these. So, and even skeletons 809. Many people like chip cycles will ask you, request for these. Should please donate. And also donate underused cards that nobody wants. I guess Royal Giant is an example, because in my clan there are like 3 or 4 people who actually request for Royal Giants, which is kind of weird, but yeah, it makes sense in their way. It's probably because they run a meta. Okay, now moving on to this deck that I'll be showing you. Anybody who has a lumberjack or a bandit could use this deck easily. This deck will guarantee get you to Arena 11, because this applies to all the standards of the entire meta. Count as Hog decks, count as Night Witch, Golem decks, count as Lava Loon, etc. This deck really takes the cake, I would say. Okay, so please copy this deck if you can. If you don't have the lumberjack, don't worry. You could always change it up with the knight, even though knight is like a low damage but durable. Whereas the lumberjack is a higher, better version of the knight, but less durable but more damage output with the rage. So I guess if you have lumberjack, please use it. Bandit, you could always use certain cards that counter the bandit. Don't use Skeleton Army though. Use Goblin Gang. Use Princess. Princess would be a great card in this deck. As bandit is only for defense. I don't use it offensively unless there's a golem up, or I use it for double lane pressure. Okay. That's all, guys. These were the tips on how to be the greatest player, how to push arenas. It's all combined into one. I hope you liked it. Please drop a like and a subscribe.